Hi, Dave Roscoe here. I know I promised you all a video on Pi DAO swap. I haven't forgotten. It is coming, but I've had a lot of news to report on lately, so there's a little bit of a delay. Looking at the metrics for the last 24 hours, the circulating supply is at 6.87 billion, with 34 million Pi in the Pi Foundation migration wallet. 11 million Pi has been migrated in the last 24 hours, which is up from 0 over the last 3 days. And I can confirm that migrations are continuing today, and I'll give you those numbers tomorrow. Migrated unlocked rewards are at 1.74 billion, up 5.5 million unlocked Pi, free to be traded on the open markets. The Pi coin is currently trading at 66 cents with a market cap of $4.56 billion, which is down 10.15% from this time 24 hours ago. The 24-hour volume is $289.87 million, which is up 23.6%. If you look at the price, we were pretty stable at around the 75-cent mark. And then right around 6 a.m. Eastern time, there was a big drop. And then we've since rose a little bit, and it looks like we're now stabilizing at around 66 cents. I mentioned yesterday that you should be careful with a low trading volume because you don't know where it's going to go. It could go up, it could go down, but you definitely need to be paying attention. I don't know if that has anything to do with this, and I'll tell you why. The trading volume is not up significantly. If this were an exchange trick, I would expect that the volume would be higher here. Instead, I think there's a couple of factors. One is the fake Pi coin that hit the BNB smart chain, which caused a disturbance in the actual Pi coin's confidence level. And as we know, when you're dealing with speculative assets, confidence is key, and the lack of it does not usually spell good things for the traders. And I also think the fact that 5.5 million Pi suddenly hit the markets after 3 days of relatively low unlocks, it also had an impact. The fact that this happened at 6 a.m. suggests to me that this occurred at the open of an international market, and this is just the response to the events from the previous day. But you have to be careful. Crypto trading is full of pits and vipers. A lot of people have been asking about this potential for a Pi Ethereum integration. I haven't mentioned this before because there's no reputable source for this information. It may very well be true. We know that the Pi network intends to support multiple cryptocurrencies on its Pi wallet. And in order to do that, it will have to support cross-blockchain transactions. It could be true. I just don't know. But if it is, it would be big news because this would allow Ethereum to be stored on your Pi wallet. We'll have to just keep an eye out. Yesterday, Milkshake Maddie posted a video on TikTok showing a strange failure in the Pi mobile mining app where it was just showing a box on the screen with none of the usual interface elements. And apparently this happened to a lot of people. If you've seen this, let me know. It appears to have been resolved by now. And somebody else asked me about this, and I said that the Pi network mobile app is largely browser-based. If there's an outage in a particular geographical region, you could have strange issues with the Pi network app. But like I said, it appears to be resolved now. So no reason to panic. This is very interesting. I saw this on Crypto Times this morning, and the headline reads, "Fake Pi token price pumps and hits 53,000 before a crash." If you thought crypto was done serving up surprises, think again. A fake version of the Pi network coin launched quietly today at 5 a.m. on the BNB smart chain, and within hours, it went absolutely ballistic. Starting at just 0.001961 cents, the token began climbing and then shot up like a rocket, pumping over 999,999%, hitting an insane peak of $53,000. That's not a typo. We're talking about a pump of around 25,000% in just one morning. Currently, the price is $20.39. The market cap is $20.09 million, and the 24-hour trading volume is about $760,000. At one point, it was trading for over 5.16 WBNB, pulling in nearly $2.95 billion in market cap. Volume in the past 24 hours, over $700,000, all from a token that wasn't even real. But of course, it didn't last. After hitting its absurd peak, the price tanked just as fast, crashing more than 90% and settling around $3,000. The hype faded, and what's left is a token that's now being used as a textbook case of how wild, unpredictable, and sometimes dangerous the crypto space can be. People are calling it a pump and vanish, and it's already made headlines in trading groups across the globe. Whether it was a coordinated stunt or pure market mania, it's another reminder: this space rewards speed, but punishes greed. That's insane, isn't it? There's been rumors of a $1 billion Pi wallet. Like I said, it's a rumor and it's making the rounds now, but the wording in the text keeps making references to testnet and not being open mainnet yet. That leads me to suspect this might be old news that's recirculating, and this happens all the time. It's really hard to differentiate old versus new news when it keeps popping up as new. But I'm going to mention it now anyway, because rumors have a way of affecting the market regardless of when it actually happened. So according to the rumor, there was a quiet wallet, meaning there wasn't any activity, with 1 billion Pi in it, which recently started showing activity. The speculation about what this means runs a wide spectrum, all the way from a new potential institutional venture from a big company, or a imminent dump from a Pi core team wallet or some other whale. Either way, it's either a good thing or a bad thing, and it may not even be true. I have an update on Zypto, which I mentioned yesterday, and this was in regards to a user comment. The user asks, "Thanks, love your Pi network content," which seems to be on the bottom, i.e. thorough. Regarding Zypto, what happens if you store your Pi in cold storage and they, Zypto, close down? Wouldn't that amount of Pi be not retrievable? That's a really good question. Normally, the quick answer is no. Your Pi would always be retrievable as long as you maintained your seed phrase. What made me question this is that the Zypto key vault works in conjunction with an app to enable things like NFC and biometrics. And if the company were to go out of business, then there's always the potential that the app would cease to be available. And would your coin be abandoned or inaccessible? I reached out to Zypto and I got a quick response. It reads, "Hi, thank you for reaching out to us. You could still access your funds by using your seed phrase. VKC does not keep your seed phrase. It only allows one wallet to become online or offline quickly and conveniently. Just make sure you store your seed phrase somewhere offline. Hope I made it a bit clear. Let me know if you have any other questions or concerns. Best regards, Zypto support agent Luca." Now, this company is out of Poland, so I will forgive some of the spelling errors here, especially if it's typed by hand. Other than the logo at the bottom, this does not appear to be a formulaic response. What's interesting here is that they make a comment about it only allows one wallet to become online or offline quickly and conveniently. It's unclear to me whether this can store only one wallet or multiple. And as I also mentioned, right now it appears that there's a limit of up to 10 Pi coin that can be stored on here, which isn't very useful. But it is a promising sign that this is the first cold storage wallet that will accept the Pi coin. Thanks for the comment. Well, that's all I've got for today. A significant amount of news, some of it good, some of it not so good, some of it real, some of it speculative. But in any case, do not panic, stay the course. And remember, the success of the Pi network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.